The time has come. We've finally gotten our second look into the upcoming sequel for the game The Forest, fittingly titled Sons of the Forest. This second look in the form of a new gameplay trailer, which was first teased by N-Night Games via Twitter on December 19th, was officially released on the 24th of December, with N-Night Games tweeting, "Hey everyone, today we are debuting our next trailer for Sons of the Forest. Everything you will see is recorded in real time from our latest build." The release of the trailer seemed very subtle. If you weren't following N-Night Games on Twitter like us, then it is very likely that you just missed the release of this trailer entirely. We didn't catch it until almost 2 weeks later on the 5th of January. So, now here we are, with a video breaking down what we saw in this chilling yet exciting trailer. The trailer starts out with what seems to be a continuation of the crash we see in the original trailer, where the giant mutant monster throws something at the helicopter. We then cut to black and immediately return to the scene with a lush forest, a snowy mountaintop in the distance, and the player holding what seems to be a phone with a GPS or map open, tracking a location or target that is 593 meters away. This first tease of the environment and geography is very reminiscent of the first game. Next, we cut to the player cutting down a tree in the snow, and at this point you can really tell how much the graphics of the game have improved as the player hacks into the side of the tree. And while the graphics of the game have improved a great deal over from the first game, the actual physical environmental biomes also seem much more realistic, packed with sprites, variable lighting, and beautiful mechanics, such as those that create paths in the snow following your trek through the forest. This is followed by a player carrying a log that has just been cut down to a cabin in the snowy woods, where a woman with 3 legs and 3 arms, which was also seen in the original trailer for the sequel, is seen standing at the front of the building, shivering and seemingly docile at this point. We have little to no information as to who or what this is. However, there are a few possibilities. This may be a delusion of the main protagonist, something created in their mind due to the sheer stress of having to survive in this locale, mixed with the effects of the potential dark artifacts found there. Perhaps this character is based in reality, and in this case, the possibilities of who they are is endless. And at this stage, we simply know too little to make any concrete theories as to exactly who this could be. We then cut to a scene with lush green grass and a waterfall, with the player holding seemingly some sort of crossbow type weapon, and moving towards what appears to be the 3-legged and 3-armed woman, who is again not really reacting to the player's presence, appearing to instead be basking in the sun as if not to have a worry in the world. Turning your attention to the water rapids, we see presumably salmon attempting to jump and swim upstream against the powerful current of the river. Cutting to the nighttime scene, we now get to see what appears to be either cannibals or a tribe living in the forest. The player is also wielding a pistol and shoots one of these people as he advances towards them, armed with his weapon. There is a quick succession of scenes following this, with the player shooting one of the people again, but this time the woman with the multiple limbs is standing next to them. We see some of the people that they were firing at crawling away, backwards in fear as a gun is pointed at them. These people would appear to be the human/cannibal equivalents of NPCs within Sons of the Forest. They seem to act very similarly to that of the cannibals from the peninsula featured within the first game. The next shot gives us another look at the new and improved mechanics of the game. Now it seems that we will be able to use shovels to manipulate the environment, digging holes and trenches, creating new opportunities for building, for agriculture, and for setting traps for your enemies. This scene was a standout for me in the trailer for just how realistic and polished the digging mechanic actually looked. I know it's a weird thing to get fixated on, but it definitely deserves some attention. Following this, we cut to what appears to be a mud-covered door, with the player wiping mud away from the handle to semi-reveal a logo composed of hexagonal shapes. Something I don't think we've really seen before. I even tried to go back and find something from the Sahara company within the first game to compare it to, but their logo looks completely different. Presumably this is what the player was digging for in that quick flash that we saw prior. The player opens the door and we cut to what is inside. We pan sinisterly down a dark hallway, lit only by one fluorescent bulb, before cutting away to a room encompassed in a blue hue, decked out with a lounge, a TV, and everything you would need to be able to survive comfortably underground. We then cross over into another hallway where the player discovers a 3D printer that has printed a red mask. Could this be the solution to not having to wear the red paint, or is there something else going on here? Also on the table holding the 3D printer is a collection of small card-like objects that may or may not have the Sahara logo on them. I'm inclined to say that it's not the same from my quick analysis of comparing the two, but they are too small and far away for us to have any accurate idea of what is depicted on them as of yet. After all the dark and creepy scenes that we just witnessed, we then cut to show some more of the base building aspects of the game, which have also received a revamp from the previous title. We see cannibals trying to break into the player's house, as well as destroying walls and dragging away materials. Interestingly enough, we cut to a scene where a cannibal tribesman sort of thing is wearing a gold mask when it throws another one of its kind to the ground, and then cuts to the player wearing the red mask as the gold masked man stares down the player. The gold colouring is new to how the hierarchy of the cannibals and mutants alike work. In the previous game, cannibals feared those wearing the red colour, and mutants mostly left them alone. However, now there is gold thrown in the mix, and would appear to be a colour of dominance. The use of the masks is also interesting. We see the cannibals mostly have them painted on, however in the colour of white. But now we're actually seeing physical ones on our characters, such as the one on the protagonist being red, and the gold one belonging to the mysterious tribesman. Did he 3D print his gold one? Is there more to him that meets the eye? Or is he simply another brute that has either found or crafted the mask himself? In the last part of the trailer, we get to see two new types of mutants. The first has no arms, 2 legs, and what appears to be a mouth full of teeth that run from the top of its head down to the bottom of its abdomen. Another creature also appears, which looks to be 2 mutants conjoined at the hip and crawling around on the ground. And if you look, there also appears to be another one of these laying further down on a rock. Pairing this with what we have seen in the first trailer, it's likely we will be seeing a lot more terrifying new mutant forms, wherever it is that the player has wound up. Presumably Site 2, shown to us in the ending cutscene for the first game. And finally, although it's not a full release date, we do know that Sons of the Forest is officially confirmed to be releasing in 2021 at some point. But for now, that is all the news we currently have for the game, but make sure to keep checking in because as soon as we get any new information, we'll be making a full video on that. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure to like, subscribe and hit the bell notification if you never want to miss out on another upload from Project Archivist. If you want to support the channel, you can do so by becoming a channel member through the join button on our channel homepage. You can also support Project Archivist on Patreon, where you can join a tier and earn constant rewards for your support. You can find links for both of these down in the description.